Okay, so today we're reading The Berenstain Bears and the Joy of Giving, written by Jan and Mike Berenstain. Look, there's brother giving something for sister and sister giving something for brother. You shouldn't be that happy about getting something. You should be happy when you give someone something. And look, there they are again. Okay, it was the week before Christmas, and all over Bear Country, everyone was busy getting ready for the big day. They were Christmas shopping and Christmas decorating and Christmas everything. So there's people Christmas shopping, and there's people Christmas decorating. Down at the chapel in the woods, the cubs of Bear Country were busy getting ready for their Christmas Eve play. So there's someone decorating too. There's someone dressed as Santa saying, with spots saying help needy, and then there they are going to school. So decorate, shop, give, like giving money. It was the story, the first Christmas, and brother and sister had an important role. They were to be the camel of the three wise bears. An important role. They were to be the camel of three wise bears. Sister was the front end of the camel, and brother was brought up the rear. They thought it was the best costume ever. Oh, look, they even have these feet. I thought it was just their normal feet. Miss Yura, their Sunday school teacher, was directing all wise bears. She called interstage right. Three wise bears came on stage. They carried gifts and wore long robes, crowns, and fake threads. They foil covered cardboard that hung above the stage. The first wise bear was played by the Sammy Bruno, who had a little hard to make that one second. Above the stage, the first wise bear was played by Sammy Bruno, who had a loose front tooth that made him a little hard to understand. That, a star, I see a star, she cried. I see a star. Miss Aura sighed. Okay, camel, she called, you're on. Sister and brother followed the three wise birds, but it was hard to see out of the costume, and sister actually knocked over a palm tree. The three wise bears tipped going down in a tangle. So she didn't. Brother bumped one of the trees, and sister stepped on one of the wise bear's capes. Oh dear, said Mrs. Iris. Will we ever be ready? Sorry, Mrs. Iris, said sister, poking her head out. It's hard to see in there. All to make your pupils bigger, said Mrs. Iris. That's enough for today, cubs. It's time to go home. The cubs took off their costumes and went into the chilly evening air. Brr! Shivered sister. It's beginning to feel a lot like Christmas. Yeah, agreed brother, and looking at that way too. The whole neighborhood was decorated for Christmas. Sister and brother walked home in the soft glow of many colored lights. So look, there's Santa sticking out of a chimney and a reindeer. And then there's two Santas on Bear Country Mall. The next day, the Bear family went shopping. It was time for brother and sister to pick out a few special gifts this year. They had two crisp $10 bills from Redley, Grams, and Grand to spend on others. Of course, brother and sister hoped they would have some money left for themselves. Sister was saving for a brand new Barbie doll, and brother was wanting a special rubber band powered model airplane. Well, that's complicated to say. Papa and Honey helped brother do his shopping. Well, Mama went with sister, and brother picked out a Barbie doll outfit that he found on sale for sister, and sister bought a small airplane model. Rather, each cost just a few dollars. Mama and Papa thought they maybe each cub should have spent more money on one another. What about the joy of giving? Whispered Mama to Papa. It seems brother and sister only care about the joy of giving. True, agreed Papa, but let's not infer they'll learn about the joy of giving for themselves. Giving isn't like getting. You don't want to get things on Christmas. You want to give things on Christmas. Not get. You give. Like you don't want to get $30,000 or a Nintendo Switch or something. So like that, you wouldn't want to get that. You would want to give somebody that. Over the next few days, Christmas, exciting bear country grew and grew. Brother and sister could hardly wait. They were going to be a camel and get lots of presents too. Pay real went well. Sister could see better out of the bigger peepholes, and everyone knew lines, but it was still a little hard to understand. Stanley grew. It doesn't look like they made those peepholes any bigger. When Christmas Eve finally arrived, practically everyone in Bear Country jammed into the chapel in the woods to see the Cubs perform. A hush filled as the curtain opened and the play began. Sorry if you can't see the pictures. I'm just trying to be able to read. First, the angel grabbled, came to Mary, telling her that she would give birth to Jesus. Then Joseph and Mary journeyed to Bethlehem, where the innkeeper gave them shelter in a stable. There Mary gave birth to a tiny baby who was laid in a manger. An angel of the Lord appeared to the shepherds, sharing the good news of Jesus' birth so they could go and worship the newborn king. Finally, 3 wise bears and their faithful camels trooped on stage. Finally, 3 wise bears and their faithful camel trooped on stage. The foil-covered Christmas star hung high above the stable, sparkling in the spotlight. A star, I see a star, Sammy said. Clearly, his loose tooth had come out backstage. That's amazing. I did a school play once. Well, twice. It's because it's more of singing, less of a school play. I'd call it a school sing thing. I don't know why they called it a school play. I mean a play. That is not a good name for singing. That was so not a good name for singing. So now let's go on. The 3 wise bears kneeled before Mary and Joseph and Jesus. The shepherds and the angels joined them. Everyone bowed low before the tender baby. The 3 wise bears opened treasure and gave Jesus their precious gifts. But no one's bowing. Then the audience grew very still. Then someone in the back began to softly sing silently. Night, silent night, holy night, all is calm, all is bright, and the rest of the audience were near the end. Sleep in heavenly peace. Sleep in heavenly peace. Peeking out of the camel costume, tears came to sister and brother's eyes. It seemed they had never understood the joy of giving until that moment. The gifts of Christmas of all the years went back to those gifts, given to the tiny baby long ago. the Christmas Eve play was over and the audience cheered, everyone left. The true spirit of Christmas had been with them that night. On Christmas morning, brother and sister led the family downstairs bright and early, but instead of heading to their own piles of presents, they went to their gifts for each other. "Merry Christmas," he said, holding out their presents. "From one end of the camel to the other," said brother. "Thanks," laughed sister. You're for first-rate backup." Brother and sister were delighted with their gifts and gave each other big bear hugs. Honey opened her present, and brother and sister joined in the back of their minds. They thought were still thinking about the money they had left over. So look, they're thinking about the money. Oh, this book is long. Later that morning, the family went to the chapel in the woods for the Christmas Day service. A light snow covered the ground, and all of Bear Country drizzled in the sun. On the way, sister and brother noticed a group of bears playing Christmas carols. They were collecting money for the needy, and a big black pot. Brother and sister looked at each other, dug into their pockets, and dropped all of their money into the pot. Mama and Papa smiled with pride. You know what? Good. Mama and Papa smiled with pride. "You know what the good book says," Mama told them. "It's more blessed to give than to receive." "We know," said brother. We received an awful lot, so it's time we gave some of it back." Then little Honey, holding Papa told over the big black pot and dropped the quarter in. "Oh, look," said sister, feeling in her pocket. "I still have a quarter." Honey reached what sister said, sister for it, and sister put her hand in. "Sorry, I messed up a little there." Then little Honey, holding it onto Papa, toddled over the big black pot and dropped the quarter in. The bears playing music paused. "Merry Christmas," they all said. Last page. "Merry Christmas," answered the bear family. This is the last page. It always has advertisements on the back. I'd like to get "God Loves You." The Berenstain Bears say their prayers. The Berenstain Bears go to Sunday school. The Berenstain Bears and... no, not that one. Berenstain Bears love their neighbors. Berenstain Bears give thanks. And that's all of them I want to put on today.